In the wrestling world, the people are represented by two separate but unequally important groups. The wrestlers and bookers, who literally do all the hard work, and the fans, who endlessly nitpick and overanalyze everything they do. These are their stories.
Hey! It's Warhorse, and you need to shut your mouth, open your eyes, and clean out your ears, because it's time to listen to the Raw and Order podcast. That's right, they're bringing you the best in all that meaty podcasty goodness in one, what is it, an hour? Two? Who cares? Who gives a shit? You need to listen to it right now, or else Warhorse is gonna, roll your ass!
Welcome to another episode of Raw and Order, the wrestling booking unit, the only wrestling podcast on the planet. Now, go right here with an orange shirt. I don't know. I didn't think of one. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks, and I'm joined, as always, by my partners in crime fighting. Starting off, District Attorney Vincent Kayfabe. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm not rocking orange. I'm rocking green. So we're both rocking our favorite colors, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, we're also not bleeding profusely from the head like Ric Flair, but we'll get into that in a bit.
I didn't watch that, and so...
I sure didn't either.
I watched a shit sandwich with really good bread last night.
Yes, there was. I wouldn't even quite call it a shit sandwich. It was just like
a really bland, like a mayonnaise sandwich.
Yeah, like a mayonnaise or like
It was just mayonnaise in the middle.
dollar store peanut butter and jelly,
But not jelly.
but on really, really good bread.
Yeah.
And
no jelly. There was nothing sweet about it.
It's like I can see there a little bit of jelly in there, but it's dollar store jelly. You know. Also joining us from up north, RCMP JLB. He's really confused at what we're talking about. I think.
No, there was hints of spice between the meat. You're talking about SummerSlam. The beginning being
Indeed
good,
we are.
a bun, and the ending being fun, as in the other bun.
In the middle being.
But you had the Logan Paul frog splash to the table. You had Edge coming in. You had little spicy parts of the meat that were pretty. You're like, but then the rest was just kind of bland. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll definitely get into it. I'm sure
we'll talk all about that. As there being one person here who did watch Ric Flair's last match, the event, not just the last match. I am going to hand over to JLB to just give a short synopsis. Overall, was it worth it?
Ric Flair's last match, just to watch that specifically, or the event?
The event as a whole.
The event was fairly good. I would recommend maybe watching the Briscoes versus the Von Erichs. That was a really fun match.
I think we called for that to be the best match of that pay-per-view.
I mean, it's the women's match too was decent-ish. I think someone got hurt though. I don't know her name. It wasn't Perosa or
Ellering.
Jordan Grace. Ellering
got rolled up on, like her leg got rolled up on, like really early on from what I read. Like,
Well,
first couple minutes of the
minutes. Yeah, she had twisted it. The doctors were even looking, and then she came back into the match, and I'm like, oh, okay. So maybe it's not that bad. Maybe just a sprain, but she definitely was off after that a bit. The AAA match was also pretty fire. It was Phoenix, Black Taurus, and two other guys I don't know the names of.
Bandito and Laredo Kid.
Bandito. Fire.
Bandito's wrestled a few times on AEW.
Has he? Okay, I know.
He's been pretty good. He also wrestled in the original All In, I believe.
He was also the last ROH champion before Mr. Gresham took it from him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe he beat Roosh, and then Roosh, and of course Roosh now in AEW. And
oh my God, him versus Roosh. Ooh, I gotta go watch that.
I'm just checking All In just to make sure I'm remembering correctly because I was pretty sure.
Roosh Moxley would sell just about anybody the other night.
That was a very good.
That was a fire fucking.
Yeah,
match.
it was the 6-man tag team, Golden Elite, which was Matt and Nick Jackson and Kota Ibushi versus Bandito, Rey Fenix, and Rey Mysterio. So that was
and then the actual Flair match. I mean, okay, so it wasn't as bad as I maybe was expecting it to be. Flair did maybe a lot more that I thought he was going to do, although he didn't do a lot necessarily. Jeff Jarrett still looks phenomenal, but Jeff Jarrett is also like 55. I Googled that because I thought he was older.
Boy, so did I that prior night.
And then, yeah, I mean, Flair took like maybe 3 bumps in total, and then he bladed. But by the end of that match, dude was like passed out. Even before the end, when he was supposed to get tagged in again, the dude was down by the apron for like 5 minutes. And when Andrade went to go tag him, Flair didn't even know what the fuck was going on. He's like, here's the tag. And Andrade even had to help him up with the brass knucks. Jeff Jarrett is the best seller in the fucking world. Because to sell a man not knowing where the fuck he is, throwing a punch that I don't even think hit him, Jarrett took that like a champ. Thank God the people in that match were the people in that match with Jay Lethal, Andrade, and Jeff Jarrett, because they all were stellar. As Flair's last match, if it is, who knows? It's been his last match 3 times already. So, but definitely Flair, don't do it again, bud. I mean, you didn't do much. You're 73 years old or something. You didn't do much, but even with what you did, like, you're not prepared with all that training you did do. Like, no. I think Vince looked better in the ring than you did at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's
totally different.
Right,
but I mean, that's a tad different too, right?
Yeah. So going down the line of the matches, just in case you weren't aware of what matches, there were a couple matches on the kickoff show. One of them was some young lions from New Japan that nobody knows who they are yet because they're just getting established. So it's not really worth talking about them. But then there was the Bunkhouse Battle Royal, which I did get to watch because it was on the free kickoff show, and it was just a cluster of, I don't know what was going on most of the time. You know what I mean? But it featured, like, it started off and there were like 10 men in the ring or something like that. And then all of a sudden you heard a noise and Mance Warner came out. And then like a whole bunch of GCW people showed up and were suddenly in the match. And so like GCW people like Joey Janela, Blake Christian, I think Jordan Oliver was one of them. Of course, Mance Rayner. Just a whole bunch of Effie. Just all showed up and invaded this battle royal, and we're just like, okay, now you're in it. Right. And then it was just, I don't know. I mean, it was a battle royal. Battle royals always are a little bit just
clusterfucky.
Hey,
yeah.
JLB, do you have a lens cloth?
What are you trying to say? I do.
Your shit's not coming through very clear.
Smarks
is, and you're not.
His camera sometimes is like that. I don't know if it's a resolution.
Is it the blurry thing?
Yeah.
I'll take it off then. Jeez.
Well,
I thought about my glasses
thing. I think it's just your camera right now, but I don't think cleaning it's going to do anything. I think it has probably more to do with either your connection or
it could be
your resolutions or whatever. Anyways, then the official show took off, and so I didn't get to see any of it. I chose not to spend money on something advertised as someone's last match because I I jokingly say I don't want to watch someone die in the ring. Just don't.
I mean,
And you know, I even was hesitant when Sting came back, right? Yeah, I think you guys can remember me saying I wasn't interested in seeing 63-year-old Sting, and then he's managed to show that he could do it. But here's the thing: Sting kept his body in a better physical condition than Ric Flair ever did, right?
right.
And he's also 10 years younger, right? So,
Right.
but anyways, there were a lot of matches I was interested in, but I wasn't about to put money on them. My favorite tag team of the current era, Motor City Machine Guns,
Right.
went up against the Wolves, which is Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards, in the opening match, and won. Killer Cross with Scarlett Bordeaux.
That was a
at
really quick
ringside.
match, I feel.
What was that?
That was a really quick match, I feel. Like, I didn't really get a
5
chance.
minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay. I guess not that quick, but it felt fast.
Longer than the Liv Morgan match.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But Killer Cross defeated Davey Boy Smith Jr. Then there was a Four Corners match that featured Nick Wayne, Konosuke Takeshita, Alan Angels, and Jonathan Gresham, with Jonathan Gresham coming out
With the win.
victorious. He wins. He is now the number one contender for the Progress World Championship. If he continues wrestling, I guess.
Right.
Let me roll my eyes a bit on that. Then there was the what did they call this match? It was the Legacy match, I think it was.
Right. Yeah.
Rock and Roll Express, which was Ricky Morton and I believe it's his son Kerry Morton.
I missed this
Versus
one.
Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson, both of whom wrestle in AEW. Brock
Right.
Anderson, of course, being the son of Arn Anderson.
Right. Yeah, I missed that one completely.
And that was won by Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson. Although I still like.
I mean, I'm still scared, man, because Ric Flair in that interview also said that he was going to go out with Kid Rock. Kid Rock was
partying
also
with
there
Kid
again,
Rock.
by the way.
Yeah. Big surprise.
He didn't make out with Trashy Tammy, who was the girl that he made out with on SummerSlam. She's like a TikTok YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yep. He was there alone tonight.
If I were either of them, I'd probably get tested, but you know, that's another thing altogether. But I just like Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson have a very limited tie to the Four Horsemen through their parents, right? But they've never. But at least Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton was in Rock and Roll Express, right?
Right.
So, like they calling them the Four Horsemen was like, are they really?
Well, you know, it's kind of like the second generation superstar. They're like the second generation or whatever.
I would use the
generation
phrase
horseman.
superstar with Brock Anderson in any
Wow,
any
really
conversation.
just hate is so big on Brock Anderson. Granted, I didn't really watch the match, so I shouldn't say much. So
Let's just say I don't need any Z-Quill after a Brock Anderson match. He's boring. Anyways, you talked about the Fatal 4-Way AAA match that had Bandito, Laredo Kid, and Black Taurus, with Rey Fenix being the victor. Jacob Fatu versus Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander, the current Impact World Champion, was defending. Ended in a no contest. That it featured, if I'm remembering, I'm not looking at a full breakdown, but I think that was the one where Matt Cardona and Brian Myers interfered.
Came in, which was pretty cool to see Matt Cardona. I felt like we haven't seen him in a while.
Well, he's been out injured. He had shoulder surgery, I want to say it was. Anyways.
Well, now he's going to have neck surgery because he just went out with a bang. DDP came in the ring, gave him the little diamond cutter. It was nice.
Then you had the Briscoes versus the Von Erichs.
Really fun. Oh my God, the Fatu match on top of that. Well, that was fucking crazy. My first experience between Jacob Fatu and holy hell.
Now you know why I've been talking high on Jacob Fatu.
Right? Oh my! He did a whisper
Yeah.
in the. He almost. I don't know the widow or whisper in the wind or something off the top. That guy's like fire inside the ring and outside the ring. Like, and he's a big dude. Like, whew.
He is a big dude.
We've heard it. We
Stuff.
talked about it before
I know,
you
I
ever
know.
saw.
I didn't believe you guys.
Oh my God, the Briscoes. Have you ever seen the Briscoes? Fuck yeah, we did.
I know.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
I
that-
saw.
that
Now,
was
now
the
I
match
believe.
that really-
Now I
Great
believe.
about this. You knew every one of those were going to be great. I feel like you. need
Well,
to
now
watch
it's
more indie
real to me. Okay. Now it's real
stuff.
to
Really,
me.
I watch more indie stuff, man. Like, I'll fucking miss 6 fucking Raws in a row and still have better fucking wrestling by catching some indie stuff on YouTube.
Facts.
Maybe
You
not
mentioned
now.
the women's
Maybe not
match. Three-way match for the Impact Knockouts champion. Jordan Grace, the champion, defeated Deonna Purrazzo and Rachel Ellering. And then the final match of the night, of course, this was the main event. Ric Flair and Andrade defeated Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett.
Did they, other than, did they tell a story for Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett being partners?
Yeah, so basically what they did a little thing at the before the match. So basically what it was Flair was, it's a really stupid story, but Flair was getting trained by Jay Lethal. Because Flair was setting up a card. Jay Lethal asked if he could be in the main event with him or he could be part of the card. And Flair had mentioned, well, you're not main event worthy, in like a nice way. And Jay Lethal took it wrong. And Jeff Jarrett was like, Flair's been doing that my whole career too, blah, blah, blah. And that was kind of the whole fucking thing. So it's just kind of like Flair's a narcissistic asshole. Let's face him. And Andrade is just there because, I'm related to you because I'm tapping your daughter. That's it. Pretty much. Jerry Lawler was also there, though. He was in the corner of Jeff Jarrett, not outside, but I mean,
Like you're
they
trying
went
to
to do
make
an
sports
interview.
angry.
Yeah, they went to do a backstage segment, and Jerry Lawler was in Jeff Jarrett's locker room, and still can cut a good promo, but he's still a perv. So allegedly,
A perv, or what you stated earlier in the podcast, because I wasn't going to call you, or in the group chat.
Allegedly,
I'm cleaning it up. It up.
Allegedly, what he said in the thing earlier, because that has not been proved, but confirmed perv. Like
Confirmed
Yes.
perv. That's
Confirmed
there's-
perv. I will give you a perv.
there is no
ands, ifs, or buts about that one.
that's confirmed there, but
Yeah.
allegedly,
Well, I'm sure there's
the
some
other
buts
stuff.
about it.
Oh, there's plenty of butts. Plenty.
Big
of butts.
ones.
Small ones. Young ones.
So anyways, this, however,
Allegedly.
is not a Ric Flair's last match review podcast.
No, but hold on.
It is.
I also did watch the Ric Flair roast. Not too bad. Not too bad. There were some comedians there. Had some pretty good zingers.
Like who?
I don't know the comedians technically because they're not any big ones. Jeff Ross was not there. There was no Jeff Ross. Eric Bischoff was really freaking random with his roast. He was talking more about shaving his balls and looking young again that he shaved, and then Brian Knobbs more so than Ric Flair. Dudley was just weird. He's like, I don't want to diss you or roast you. I'm just here to honor you. And he rips up his jokes that he was going to do. Maybe he was too...
It's a
Different.
roast, man. That's how
I
you
know.
do it.
It's like, bro, you're here to roast, though. Like,
That
what the
is an
fuck?
honoring thing.
Tori Wilson did surprisingly okay as a roaster, too. That was interesting.
She probably spent some money to have some people write some stuff.
That's facts. That's very valid. Knobs was just all over the fucking place, but I think he was already like fucking hammed, so he wasn't making sense as Knobs usually does. Not make sense. And yeah, that's it. It was a fun roast too, so I maybe recommend for those maybe checking out the roast, because roasts are always fun. The hockey player, though, was a really shitty roast. There was a hockey player, I forgot the guy's name, but he's Canadian and he has like the most playoff penalty
What?
minutes.
A Canadian hockey player?
I know. No, don't you know? We have the best ones out there, but not the best roaster hockey players, apparently, because that was horrible. But, you know, go Canada. Go ahead.
I'm reading recap of the roast, and like I don't recognize any of these fucking names.
No, that's what I'm saying. Comedian wise,
Brad Nessler, Roastmaster.
Oh, Brad Nessler. I
Tyler
don't know.
Morrison. Don't know that.
Funny guy though. I think that was one of the funnier ones. No, there wasn't like really big known
Domi?
comedians.
A video.
Vicky Guerrero was also there.
Who?
Did you just say Kick Bukowski?
There's Tori Wilson. Rob
Tori
Gronkowski.
Wilson, Vicky Guerrero.
Rob Gronkowski. Okay. Gronk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, he was just on the video packages. Rock was also on the video package. Some other comedian was on the video package.
Aaron Rodgers did a video package.
Aaron Rodgers.
Earl Skockel. Don't know that guy.
Yeah. There's a bunch of video. Thank you, Rick. Whatever. Da, 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 da. Rock was actually a really touching one. I think it was the last segment promo. And The Rock was just talking how Flair and his family went way back. And he remembers him when he was 8 years old. And his grandma would like sew up his robes and stuff like that. And he appreciates Rick for all the time and so on. Trish Stratus was also there too as a video segment too.
DDP asked Ric Flair if he thought he'd be alive in a time when his prostate was bigger than his ego. That's an okay line.
It's all right. It's not bad. It's not bad. I didn't remember DDP stuff too much. Yeah. I was really pissed. I was really looking forward to Dudley fucking doing something, but he just went the high road, I guess, and said, "I'm just gonna honor you." Okay, cool story, bro.
How do you call that a high road? I mean, you're at a roast.
I said high road.
Yeah, Vicky Guerrero, Brian Knobs.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest of roasters.
Barlow.
Like the
They
comedians.
got Lance Armstrong to send a thing.
Oh, that one Oh,
I
yes,
can be
Lance
serious
Armstrong.
for a moment.
No.
Not Lance Storm.
Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong, like the fucking
testicular cancer steroid guy.
Mr. One Testicle, yes. But that's it. So that was StarCast in all of its glory. So I recommend the roast. The roast is just always a good time if you want to check that out. And then pay-per-view was decent enough. It was 5 stars for the Briscoe match, the Jacob Fatu match, and the AAA match. Those matches, if you want some good wrestling, that's the go-to. If you want to see an old man almost die in the wrestling ring, I guess you could watch the Ric Flair match. The night isn't over. We can still find out maybe tomorrow morning what happens with that.
That's so fucked up, dude.
Dude, he looked like really bad. And I was surprised there was like no doctor there right after the match ended. And I'm like, why is no one checking on this guy? Like, he looked really out of it. Like, maybe it's just overexhaustion, but like, fuck.
Oh, fuck. Okay, anyways, we're going to move back on to reviewing SummerSlam, the show that we really came to review.
Yay!
25 minutes of that. Great. So to remind everyone, our reviews are done a little different than other ones. Instead of going through match by match and saying this is what happened and this was good and this was bad, we go through and we start off with the worst and then we go through the best, right? So there might be matches that don't get talked about because they were neither worst or best.
They were just meh.
But I think we'll have a little bit of both on.
They were mediocre.
So, before we get into the actual review, I take this moment to remind everyone that Raw and Order is part of the Tatnusco Podcast Network. So, after the show, the link is in the doobly-doos for tatnusco.com. You can head on over there, check out the other shows on the network there, tell them we sent you. Also, If you're joining us live or you're watching us on one of the replays, we highly recommend you go follow us on Twitch, because we do Twitch exclusive shows now.
Like
we
our
did a
SummerSlam watch along.
SummerSlam watch along yesterday, where
Sometimes we talk about food.
Yeah, you would have got to hear us talk about food and all sorts of stuff, and our live reactions to the show itself.
Yeah, I had no voice. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't feeling the greatest.
But that's only on Twitch. So if you're following us
Twitch.
on YouTube or
You ain't gonna get it.
or even just
Nope.
the audio version, you don't get it.
Nope.
Only on Twitch, and only for a limited time too. So come join us on Twitch. It's a great time. But on that note, we're gonna go in and we're gonna start off with worst match of the night for SummerSlam. Only 8 total matches. And it went a little bit longer than allotted time, but it really wasn't that long of a pay-per-view overall. So
It was a normal pay-per-view. How long was the pay-per-view?
oh no, my point is, when you hear 8 matches, you think, oh, is this going to be a 4-hour, 5-hour long pay-per-view? It wasn't. It was a normal length of pay-per-view. It wasn't really that long.
Oh, okay. Fair.
That's what I was saying.
Are you counting the Riddle Rollins?
I'm
No, that
counting
wasn't a
the
match.
entire length of the pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
But
Riddle Rollins wasn't a match.
No,
It
I
was not
know,
a match.
but they took time because they still showed up.
worst match of the night.
I mean, Liv Ronda.
God.
Definitely.
Sure, it told a story, but I mean, Liv Ronda.
I'm sorry. I got to go with Mysterio's and Judgment Day.
Edge coming back kind of did that for me, though. More so than Liv Ronda.
I don't know. I wasn't even big on Edge coming back there.
Wow.
It was rough.
Edge coming back just seemed sort of rushed to me. Like, we got to bring Edge back. That's definitely up there for worst match of the night for me. Liv Morgan versus Ronda is up there, but I the only reason I'm not giving it to that one is because I know they probably had a lot more planned, because all the reports, we even talked about it last night, all the reports say that they were told to cut a bunch from that and they had to rush through the finish.
Oh.
So 4 minutes and 35 seconds. It was the shortest match of the night entirely.
Damn,
and-
I was
and
even surprised it was
just-
4 minutes.
Just barely shorter than the one that I might actually give my pick for worst match of the night. And it's kind of weird for me to do it because the match did exactly what it was supposed to do. But Bobby Lashley versus Theory.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that one.
It was just kind of a meh match. And it was a meh match because, like, we've seen Theory versus Lashley multiple
Was it
times.
better than their previous one?
No.
No.
Really? Okay.
And that's why it's meh.
That's why it's meh.
Oh.
It didn't need to happen, especially with Theory having a big angle to come later on in the night.
Right. And
Like-
yet, it wasn't even that big of an angle. He looked
Yeah.
horrible.
It
in
was
that
still a
scenario.
big angle. So that's why I go Bobby Lashley versus Theory. Although both of those other options are on the table.
The question mark is, what does that indicate to us about this pay-per-view? Because as a whole, the fact that we can't agree on the worst match of the night tells us that there was a lot of stuff on the same caliber.
Mm-hmm. A lot of mid.
Well, I mean, and here's
I
the
mean,
thing, right? Twitter was going ape shit. Oh my God, it's a new era. Da, da, da. One of my co-hosts from the other podcast was marking the shit out of SummerSlam, saying it's like the best ever.
I was
and whatever.
twice I was, beginning and end.
Right.
We said through the course of the live stream multiple times that we were worried that WWE blew its load too early.
Right.
With the all of the call-ups and surprise appearances and returns in the first match of the night.
Right.
Well, and
then aside from Edge, that was really it for the entire night, you know?
Right.
There really weren't any other surprises.
I mean, the ring got lifted up.
Yeah,
Which
That was a surprise.
pretty surprising.
What does this do for you?
Yeah, I'm still not sure. We'll talk about that though. I do think one would be forgiven for choosing Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin for worst match of the night.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think Pat McAfee fucked up a little too, though. In that
I'm
match.
just not
Really-
invested in Pat McAfee coming out and occasionally fighting people.
Not in this match. I'm not. I liked
Yeah.
him in other times, but this match, he kind of was either jittery or nervous. He just fucked up a bunch of times.
I don't know if Theory's better at selling the feud than Corbin. That's tough for me to say though, because we've seen Corbin sell some really good feuds.
I think
Right.
about chemistry, and I just don't think they had the chemistry.
And that could be.
Which is surprising because they're both ex-football players. You
Okay.
would think they'd have. I don't know. You would think they would have this like
I have a lot of
athleticism,
ex-cops I have
chemistry.
no chemistry with. Chemistry has nothing to do with your career. There are a lot
No, but I mean, you know,
I'll give you an example of why it doesn't matter that they're both ex-football players, right? Jason Momoa and Amber Heard are both actors, yet they had no chemistry in Aquaman at all. None. Zero. Right?
I don't know that Amber Heard has much chemistry with anybody.
anyone. Yeah, maybe with
But-
Lies.
But so
Her and Lies go really hand in hand. They have the
so
greatest.
my point
chemistry
still
of all.
stands. Just because two people are former football players does not mean that they have chemistry. I have lots of people I used to work with at various jobs before, and Fabe can actually attest to it. I had people that I worked with at the job that we worked together that I
You have a guy in your same training class that you guys are oil and water.
Mm-hmm.
And he's pretty much oil and water with anybody.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. Fine. But I mean, as an athlete, I don't know. I felt like look at the same could be said with Angle and Brock. Both amateur athletes. Fucking, they mesh so well together.
Yeah, that's because they were both professionals.
Mm-hmm.
Consummate
Yeah, they're both
professionals.
professional football players. Well, I guess not Corbin.
Consummate professionals.
But we're talking about professionals in wrestling. And while, yes, technically speaking, Pat McAfee is a professional wrestler because he gets paid to wrestle, he is not a full-time professional wrestler who has all the training, all of the time, all of that stuff. And sometimes you just don't have chemistry. There are many
Yeah,
times
but him
you'll
and
see-
Adam Cole, man.
so he didn't have chemistry with Corbin. Doesn't mean he's not a good wrestler. It just means
Adam Cole's not a former football player.
yeah. Oh, where did that chemistry come from? My point,
Adam Cole's professionalism.
my point being that sometimes wrestlers,
Hey,
even
babe.
professional wrestlers, sometimes wrestlers don't have chemistry with their opponent. And when that happens, as a promoter, you need to
Name them
punt.
Goldberg. What?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, I think you could be forgiven for saying that's the worst match of the night. But for me, Bobby Lashley versus Theory, it was just meh. Mysterios versus Judgment Day, I get that choice. That match also was kind of like, what is this doing? You know, especially
you did make the remark of the Brood, the Brood entrance thing that had to be built so you could walk down some stairs. Like,
yeah, they literally were like, hey, we want him to be able to come up out of flames, so we're gonna build this little thing to roll him out so we can raise him up in the flames. Then he's got to walk down these stairs to get to the normal level.
and Fernando, I can't hate on you for that. The Logan Paul match,
I thought that was fantastic.
I thought
that was a good match, but I understand hating the celebrity matches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Logan Paul match was better than I expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But do we
my
rate it that way
expectations-
because of our expectations?
Yeah, but my expectations were also fairly low. So,
Yeah, I don't know, but I thought he did great. I thought he looked almost like a natural
well,
in the ring.
Yeah, he definitely has taken it seriously.
Yeah,
which
I
is
hope the
something.
construction workers get their stuff back.
Yeah,
Right.
But it's just he definitely has taken it seriously, which is something I haven't said about Logan Paul in the past for anything.
Right.
Yeah,
I have a newfound respect for Logan Paul.
I wouldn't go so far as to say respect yet, but
Oh, okay. Fine. I'm just lenient, I guess. I'm talking about the one-on-one celebrity matches. Well, which was Logan Paul and The Miz, technically.
I think he's
That was one-on-one.
referring to one and done celebrity matches.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Fair.
Shots.
where they just bring in a celebrity like when they
Snooki, for example.
brought in Snooki, yeah, or trying to think who else. Anyways, we're gonna move on. Most predictable moment of the night.
I am going to say, God, there's a lot.
Oh.
A lot of the victories were very predictable. Very predictable. I mean, I think most of us thought that Bailey was coming back, so we saw Bailey return.
I even remember on our challenge last week, I even said that that's what I would do, is I'd bring Bailey back. Now, admittedly, I said I'd bring her back with wacky waving inflatable arms.
And you didn't get that.
And I did not get that right.
Yeah, ding dong, hello. By the way, good to see you again, Fernando. We missed you the other night. So
Yes.
Yeah, buddy, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
The I don't know. I can't help but think that, we all knew that Bobby was going to win. We all knew that Roman was going to win. We all knew that likely Bianca was going to win. That was probably the biggest question mark. And when we all knew, we all probably knew that Logan Paul was going to win.
I would say maybe for me, more Logan Paul and Liv winning. I honestly didn't know Bianca was gonna keep it.
You thought Liv winning was the foregone conclusion?
Yeah, between Liv winning and Logan winning. There's no way that we're gonna let Ronda beat Liv. They have to push Liv.
Ooh, I'm gonna say it. We got to experience the slowest 619 in history.
Yes.
Yet again.
They
that
teased
is the
it.
most predictable
They teased
thing.
it and then didn't hit it, and then were able to hit it later. Fucking Dominic.
And he didn't even fucking turn. I was like, bro, this was your one
needs a
shot.
different style, man.
Yeah, that's it. You can't be your dad, bud. You're too tall. And not as acrobatic.
Most predictable moment: the 1,000 Eddie Guerrero references in the night.
Oh, wow. I feel like I didn't catch any of them.
Oh, you didn't catch
Titans
it when
cheerleaders coming out.
You didn't catch it when they literally said on commentary, Dominic and Ray's outfits tonight are homage to the late great Eddie Guerrero.
Okay, no, but I mean, aside from that match, where else was he referenced?
And Logan Paul's
5-star frog splash
outfit was like it, and when he went up to do it, he did the
right.
Can't do the shoulder shake before he did the 5-star frog splash.
Right. Any particular reason why they went all Eddie wild?
Because everybody loves Eddie, and so it's an easy way to get a cheap pop now.
Wow, that sounds cryptic when you say it like that.
We even on the live stream said I wish that wrestlers would come up with another person to pay homage to.
You can pay homage to lots of different athletes in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But
Bruno Sammartino was one of them they talked about. Why didn't somebody pay homage to him?
Mm-hmm. Killer Kowalski and rip someone's ear off. Maybe.
Yes, I would wholeheartedly agree with this.
Logan looked like
Dominic
a veteran.
Just needs some NXT time.
Yeah.
Or potentially, ROH time, or
because Logan is fighting based off of his height. He's fighting
He's
how
using a style
he's
appropriate
using
to his size. Yes.
his size. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
So,
But
know.
I would say
Dominic's hairdo is an homage to Eddie.
Mhm.
Mullets aren't in.
If I were to say like really most predictable moment, it would to me actually be Lashley winning. Because I
I thought that was pretty.
I don't know,
Austin
because I
Theory
kind of
trying
thought
to cash in and not being capable of it. That's probably in that category.
I
thought
saw
it was
no
gonna be two
upside
belts
to
Theory.
There's no upside to Theory winning the belt back. There is none. It doesn't establish him as a bigger star. It doesn't do anything. He's
It
going
maybe builds a feud for when he does cash in if he wins it.
maybe.
Well, I thought more along the lines of he wins the U.S. and then he goes cashes in and wins the world. It does make the U.S. the U.S. title a bit more prestigious. But definitely way too soon for any of that to happen at Theory. No Dolph Ziggler either. That was probably my most unpredictable. I thought for sure we were going to see Dolph because I'm like, hey, you have a storyline being built here. Nope, no Dolph to be found.
Nope.
It's
Did
all
get
dolphed
random
out.
AJ though. That was kind of fun.
That was it, yeah.
Anyway, that's later. All right, moving on.
Okay, moving on. Botch of the night.
McAfee.
Yeah. Couple different spots at
Couple
that.
times.
Yeah.
Yep. Almost falling down when he was doing his.
Oh my god. I mean, I would probably too, but I mean, I haven't been in a wrestling match.
Yeah.
And
Well, and
I'm
they're
not an
not
athlete.
calling you to, be in SummerSlam, right?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you might get a phone call for the local wrestling thing if your podcast gets big enough.
Right.
Either one of them.
Yeah. I'm just saying, local wrestling, I'll take chops in the middle of the ring.
By the way, I would say you are the most talented on the WTN network. Just so you know.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, I think the ending was McAfee was trying to go for Panama Sunrise,
Right? Yeah.
but
That's
but he
exactly what
really
it was.
just hit a code red
It did a little
and-
roll up with it. It was kind
and
of
a
not bad
and a
though.
bad code red.
It could have been worse. I was like, I liked his roll up. At least he did the roll up, and it still happened. I was like, you fucked up, but at least.
Well, I mean,
You
that's
know.
what a code red is. You jump on their back, and then you flip forward and you flip them over. That's a code red. So he did a code red, but I think he was trying to do a Panama Sunrise, an homage to his feud with
Adam Cole,
Mr.
baby.
Bebe. But it just wasn't good. I am going to throw another potential botch of the night out to reportedly the Logan Paul match running long, which caused them to have to cut the Liv Morgan Ronda Rousey match short. Because that's a big botch there, to allow a match that early, second match of the night, to have such a domino effect that the second to last match has to cut down to 4 minutes and 35 seconds, and it's a match for one of the championships.
Why can't they go over though? I never got this whole like, oh no,
Well,
you can't.
the old reason why they couldn't go over is when you were on traditional pay-per-view, you had a
paid
hard
for
cutoff
the
time.
4
You
hours,
paid
yeah.
for X number of hours, and if you went over, it just would cut you off.
Which can still happen, by the way. They still have it on pay per view.
Yeah, and so that's the real reason, right? Because it's expensive, and there's actually a very famous WCW pay-per-view. I'm trying to remember which one it was.
Goldberg versus Diamond Dallas Page.
Yes, yeah. It got cut off before that match even happened,
Oh, really?
and so they had to replay it for free on Nitro the next night because nobody got to watch it.
I do remember
The people who paid good money to watch the pay-per-view didn't get to see the main event because they went over on time. Now, modern times, especially with WWE, you have the money to pay for additional time. So you just do, right? So WWE pays for some additional time, but they don't pay for an hour's worth of additional time. They pay for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes worth of additional time.
Right.
But in the end, that's bad time management if your second match of the night goes so much longer that you have to cut your co-main event down to 4 minutes just to keep it within time. I'm also going to point out that the Brock Roman match went 23 minutes, right?
Yeah, I felt like that even went a little bit too long. Like, how many times did we need Roman to fucking hit him with a belt 5,000 times? Like, you could have just did once or twice.
They could have cut a few minutes off of that. They could have cut a few minutes off of the Mysterios versus Judgment Day match. They could have cut a few promos out. How many times did we have to see a video package for whatever's coming up afterwards on the network, or here's another package of Brock Lesnar, for later tonight. Right. There's ways they could have made back that time. And instead they cut.
I did technically enjoy their little event calendar thing. I thought that was new. I feel like I never saw their event calendar thing like that, where they showed all the dates and then people wrestling on the side, and they showed the other dates and like 38 events available. Get your tickets now, WWE.com. I don't know. Weird thing to notice, but
yeah, really weird.
It is weird to notice. I didn't really key in on that, but it is very reminiscent of how WCW used to do it.
Right.
WCW back in the day would heavily promote their live events during their Nitros and later on Thunders. It was kind of their thing. And it's one of the things that kind of separated WCW from WWE. WWE didn't spend as much time promoting their house shows and other live events as much, but anyways, we'll move on to overhype of the night. What was the match or moment that was hyped up way more than it needed to be?
Pat McAfee. The match that should not have existed got hyped.
Wow. Damn.
Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go in something a little controversial here. I'm gonna say Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey, only because of the circumstances. This was a match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. It was a match that they built up since the last pay-per-view.
Right.
Built and built and built. And then they cut it to 4 minutes and 35 seconds. And have it like they really needed 8 minutes to tell the storyline that they told in that 4 minutes. Them cutting that much out of it hurt the storyline drastically.
Yeah, it needs to be harder for Rousey to apply the submission holds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, her getting out was gold. Liv Morgan getting out of the submission holds left and right was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Should have had her do it 5 more times.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Resilience and smart wrestling, that's fantastic. But also, who taps when they've seen the referee do 2 strikes to the mat already? Nobody does that. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to wait for either her to let the hold go or...
No. I think they count, though. No? If your shoulders are down on the ring...
His point is, if you've got someone's shoulders down and you can hear the ref counting, why would you tap out? You're in the arm bar, but you can hear the ref going 1, 2. Why would you tap at that point? And no matter how much pain there was, you don't tap because you know that third count is coming.
Yeah, I mean, you get your arm broken. You still hold that for the win so that the next night when you relinquish the title, you have an automatic title shot later on for storyline.
Well, I just think it's because it was more just about proving Rousey was, because she tapped literally right when it hit the 3, right?
No, I understand the storyline. It just doesn't make sense, is what we're
she
saying.
tapped at 2.5. She tapped before the 3.
But the referee counted first, so that's what
The referee
was
didn't
going
see
off
her
of.
tap. Is the thing.
Right? Okay.
But
Jesus, like the same storyline you had with the Usos and fucking thing. Next thing you know, we're gonna get a special guest referee, and it better be Shayna Baszler for fuck's sakes. Just give me that storyline already.
If Ronda Rousey is as good as they give her credit for, which I don't think she is, but a lot of people do, she can carry a storyline that isn't about a fucking title.
Yeah. I think the storyline they should have been going for with Ronda Rousey is Liv beats her while she's in the armbar. And Ronda Rousey can't handle that someone did not tap out to my armbar.
Can you keep Smarks company?
In a minute, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Fine. Jeez.
He can go full screen by himself. That's fine. Here, watch. I'll show you how.
I'm literally a big boy. I am a very big boy.
Now you don't even have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Big boy.
I'm a big boy. Anyways,
you can fill out almost a whole screen.
I could fill out the entire screen if I really wanted.
You got closer, yeah.
If I read like JLB does.
Oh, that's fucked.
I can't actually even get close
It's
enough.
funny because it's true.
Like I have to like stand up and lean.
Yeah, you know what? Get some cataracts and then come talk to me, okay?
He has
No,
3
thanks.
cats.
I have 2.
2.
I had
Cats.
3, but I had
2
to
cats.
I had to
And the
downsize.
racks.
Get the downsize.
Few.
Meow.
Anyways,
Meow.
but that's my choice for overhype.
Yes,
I don't think
yes.
I do not think JLB specifically has stated overhype of the night.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, asshats. Overhype.
I call underwear. We don't call them ass hats here in the U.S. We call it underwear.
Yeah.
Asshats.
Yeah, hats go on top of things and underwear goes around.
That's a
under
great
things.
design thing. I was just thinking of a
What
bum
a
with a
great
hat on it.
underwear company name, though. The ass hats.
The asshats. I would go with Theory and Lashley. Just for the simple fact that was also like a months long stupidity and Ziggles being in the mix and them not doing anything with Ziggles. What a waste of my fucking time. Now listen, with all my hating that I am doing on with SummerSlam and it, being a great bun pay-per-view, so to speak, that is not entirely all of Triple H's fault. A lot of it was written before Vince left, and Triple H could work with what he could work with by changing a few things to make it a bit more entertaining.
We see hints and glimmers of what will be a very, very good product in the future, near future.
I mean, if you're given a script and the script is complete trash and they tell you not to change anything, but you can add a few flares,
I said going into this that what I was looking for were signs of Triple H doing things, but I understood that there was no way to expect him to have done like massive changes, right? The Io Shirai Dakota Kai callbacks were Triple H.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Having Edge come back was probably Triple H because reports had it up until Vince left that the plan was to bring back Rated R Superstar Edge, not do this Brood Edge sort of thing, and that they were planning on just having him like move on from the Judgment Day storyline entirely. But other than that, I think most of the stuff that happened last night was the pre-written stuff. And I didn't expect him to just,
Right.
Trash everything and start from scratch. However, from now on, he doesn't get that excuse. He's going to start carrying the company now himself.
I give him at least 2 weeks, though. I feel like there's still stuff that's written after SummerSlam before Vince left, which he, of course, can still change and has had a week to look at all the scripts and the writers, talk with the writers and so on. But
so I'm going to point out the flaw in your logic here. You say stuff written for storyline before Vince left.
Right.
But remember, Vince didn't remember storylines from week to week, and he threw them out every week.
Right.
So nothing written matters. Nothing written has mattered for years, right? So it doesn't matter what was written out. The only reason that Triple H stayed with the storylines for the most part through this week was because he got the job on Monday. Right?
Oh, Friday.
He wasn't named the head of creative until Monday.
Oh.
Till Monday, we were thinking Bruce Pritchard's was the head of creative. And then Monday morning, it was announced that Triple H was going to be the head of creative. So he got the job on Monday. Had to show up on Raw, try to do a few things to make people excited, throw out, some things for SummerSlam. But now he's had a week. And he's had a week to tell the writers, hey, let's go wild. Let's show people that this is not Vince McMahon's.
Let's get wild. Sorry.
This is no longer Vince McMahon's show. So the
I was
gloves
thinking
are coming off a bit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, look, and obviously the whole NXT thing at the beginning with Bayley and Io Shirai or Io Sky is what she's being called now. And Dakota Kai.
Io Sky. God.
I mean, I don't mind Io Sky.
Whose idea was that? I understand the respelling of her name because that means that more of the audience can understand how to pronounce it.
The change to the spelling of her first name, I understand. It's the change to the rest of her name that's annoying to me.
Still using the same music
for now.
Yeah,
for now.
And that's her. I want to point out that her Titantron still said
Io Shirai
coming in.
Yep.
Well, I think they mentioned Io Shirai though.
Actually, she didn't have a name change until Corey Graves said her name wrong.
Wasn't it until the shirts came out?
No, Corey Graves said her. Well, Corey Graves didn't say her name wrong. Corey Graves said it right the way they wanted him to say it.
That was the joke.
But they said he said at one point Io Sky, and everyone made fun of him
on the Twitch stream.
Mm-hmm. But then later, Io Shirai on Twitter put up, I have arrived, Io Sky. I have a feeling that the name change was in the plannings pre-Vince leaving, because this still reeks of Vince's policy of, or maybe it wasn't Vince's policy. Maybe it was fucking Nick Khan's policy, but of not wanting them to use their independent wrestling name on the main roster. And because she wrestled in Japan under Io Shirai, I think that's probably why they were like, nope, you've got to change it.
I mean, also as a person, I'm maybe one of those ignorant WWE fans who would confuse Io Shirai with Akira Shida because they did sound familiar, and they wanted to maybe just completely say, no, now I don't want you guys to confuse an AEW star with a WWE star, so we're calling her Io Sky. So there's no sh anymore, and you won't make that fuck up. But that's just me being ignorant, and I imagine maybe other WWE fans might have made that mistake as well. So I think maybe that could be a thing, because I don't know, but that's just my own stupidity and not being great with names and whatever have you. I think they just wanted to kind of step away from any rest of their wrestling fans getting confused with that, or I don't know, mentioning that on podcasts or whatever the fuck. Now, Sky, you cannot fuck that up with anyone else. You won't fuck it up with Scorpio Sky. You know what I mean? That won't be a thing.
I'm confused. I think we're talking about Scorpio Sky right now.
Oh, there we go. But yeah, where were we? So my overhype was Lashley and Theory.
Okay. Worst performance of the night.
I mean, I think I'm gonna go with Pat McAfee.
McAfee,
Yeah.
most likely.
Dominic Mysterio, just to be different.
Oh, just
Justifiably so.
I don't want to say Liv Morgan or Ronda Rousey, even though I dislike Ronda Rousey. But because their match was cut so far short,
that's the thing. Not really their fault.
it wasn't their fault, but it still made for a bad overall performance. But I think McAfee still is probably the worst for the whole. And that's sad because 2 years ago when McAfee wrestled Adam Cole, I was talking about how
Bebe.
Mr. Bebe, yeah. I was talking about how surprising he was to put on such a good performance. But he just didn't. And I don't know if it was the big stage. This was a bigger stage than before got to him. Or, again, if it was just a chemistry thing.
He got the jitters.
But.
Or maybe it's Kane. Mixed in with Titus O'Neil. I like how
surprisingly well though on. I think it's the chemistry thing because he did surprisingly well on the grandest stage of them all, huh? Shameless promotion. Shut up.
Oh,
Montreal. I defy to share a screen with you.
I would also say maybe just WWE making that whole thing that and Kane being there. I get it. It was in Tennessee. Mayor of Knoxville is going to show up. But then not having politics to do any of Titus O'Neil doing that whole weird promo on Raw with not having politics. This is just here to have fun. And then you go and have Kane there when he's
Kane
been
wasn't
having
playing politics though. There wasn't a political thing. He was just announcing the number of people there.
That's fair. Fine.
He was a former performer. What I don't understand is
former. Isn't he still mayor?
Performer?
Oh, performer. I thought you said former mayor. I was like, oh shit. Fair. All right. I still go with Pat McAfee. And I guess Corbin too, because I feel like they just didn't have good chemistry together.
Oh, that's what you're going to say now that Smarks gave you the terminology for it?
Just to make him happy. He seems very sad. And ignoring us.
No,
I'm very sad.
You don't have to let him be right, I promise. He'll insist
I'm
on
making
later.
an ass hat shirt.
Boom. Did you guys pick your worst performances? You said McAfee and you said
Dominic.
what, Fabe?
Dominic to be different.
I mean, yeah, facts.
Moving on to worst move.
Worst
Does not
move.
have to be specifically a move because this isn't necessarily the same as botch. It can be worst move as in timing it out so poorly that you had to cut your second to last match down to 4 minutes and 35 seconds.
I'm gonna say tapping out between 2 and 3 on the mat strike.
Wow. Still on that, huh? Really not going to budge on that one. As worst
It's
move.
stupid. It's the worst fucking writing.
It was to protect them. It wasn't the worst writing. It was to protect Ronda as still being a fierce competitor, and because armbars hurt.
You know what you can do? You can I don't know, build up another competitor who's smart enough to fucking hold the armbar in that position.
But she's the baddest woman on the planet.
Yeah, who's not smart enough to break a hold or grab the ropes when there's 2 strikes to the mat.
Just because she's the baddest woman on the planet doesn't mean that she's smart. Just means that she's fierce.
So a smarter competitor would have beat her if you just didn't have...
Yes, a smarter competitor probably would have.
Ta-da!
Ta.
You make Liv the smart competitor. I'm not the strongest. I'm not the fastest. Those ESTs belong to Bianca. What I am is the smartest.
Yeah.
Which would build for Survivor Series. Meh?
I think that probably might be a thing. I think we're still maybe gonna see this going on.
I mean, starting to build for Survivor Series, and you get smartest versus the restest.
Baddest.
I don't want Ronda to have the title back by Survivor Series. Anybody but Ronda. You have to start establishing additional competitors.
Well, there was a Charlotte promo.
Okay. Additional competitors. We have had seven viable women's champions for several years.
Right. I don't know.
And that's not including Liv, so I'll go ahead and say Liv's one of them. So that makes it 8. But really, you don't have Sasha Banks right now. And really, you didn't have Charlotte there last night. And really, for a year, we didn't have Ronda. And really, we don't have Asuka right now, who's a viable contender.
Straight up.
So, Liv can be the grittiest and smartest. Bianca's only been there for a year and a half in that category.
Right. Well, Tripp is hopefully going to change some things around and maybe even bring up more NXT stars. So
this is why you don't put that fucking title on Ronda.
Right. I would. She doesn't need it. She doesn't need it. She's going to sell pay-per-views whether she's the champion or not. So
Liv needs something. Right now, it's that she's got grit.
Right.
You took away smartest as an option.
Right. She's got the grittest of the grit.
She just fights through it.
Yeah. You got Lacey. I mean, if they, start doing something with her, too.
Yeah, there's lots of viable ones in our mind.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't built a viable one.
Right.
So the worst move is tapping out at 2.5. What? It doesn't fucking make sense. You heard the first 2 strikes. You can physically see him swinging his arm. I thought it was a fan slapping on the barrier. No, you didn't.
Oh, snap.
Stupid.
Oh, snap.
Anyway, worst move for you guys. And yes, also on this list is Pat McAfee's everything.
Yeah, everything.
Code Red. We'll go with the Code Red.
I was gonna say Pat McAfee's Code Red because
I don't know, man. Standing on the top ropes, almost falling on your ass. You could go with Brock Lesnar's attempt to jump on the railing and, and falling down. That can also fall under that category.
Riddle being at the pay-per-view and thinking
With
Seth
a
Rollins wouldn't be
stinger.
there was also just a waste of time too. I mean, I love seeing Seth. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, pointless.
We talked about it a little bit last night. We think it's kayfabe.
His injury?
Every report I've read has said it's kayfabe.
Mm.
That his injury was
Which
they
with a
just,
stinger, you can have 3 weeks of recovery time.
Mhm.
So,
They
but he
decide-
couldn't do the match then.
But it was entirely kayfabe. He doesn't actually have an injury. That they made
So
up
what the
injury
fuck?
because they decided they didn't want to have the match at SummerSlam. They wanted to put it off for a future event.
For Raw.
They wanted to build it more. No, because now he's going to be out for a certain amount. I think they're probably going to do Clash at the Castle in 5 weeks. This
Okay.
gives Riddle some time to be out for a bit, and then he can come back and be like, "Yeah, I'm back, and you are facing me at Clash at the Castle."
We're going to be co-main eventing with Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. Yeah.
They need to make a reason for Roman to only be defending one title.
Yeah. They seriously
haven't found it
got to.
yet.
Well, I think they maybe might do that because
Or unify
Roman
the
is
titles.
generally SmackDown and Drew is SmackDown. So maybe they'll make it a SmackDown thing. And he'll still have the Raw title and he'll go to Raw.
I mean, really, all you have to do is have Adam
Pierce.
Thank you. I almost said Page. Adam Pierce come out and say, "Well, just so you know, Roman, you also have to defend your Raw title, your WWE title." And the way to do that is to have Sheamus throw a hissy fit.
Oh my God. Dude, that Sheamus McIntyre match on SmackDown
Fucking fire.
was fuego. That was an amazing match.
Correct.
Like, fuck, you should have had that at SummerSlam. I would have been happy. Like, you could have easily put that on SummerSlam.
So
Neither of them had matches, if I'm not mistaken.
You're going to take a little more time from the women's match?
Well, I mean, fuck. Might as well give those 4 minutes to Sheamus. And I seriously thought they'd cut it. It was like 10:30 or something, or like it was like 10 o'clock already, and I'm like, fuck, we still have the live match. And
oh, dude, it was 40 minutes long. Ran 40 minutes long.
yeah.
It was just the predicted time on Peacock.
Peacock.
I think I'm going to refer to Peacock Network as Peacock Network now.
That's good. I like that. Oh, I'm crying.
I feel like that
On
could
the
be a shirt too.
Okay,
On the
moving
Peacock
on.
Network.
Worst
Wait, did you
moment.
give your worst moment?
My worst move was,
I was too busy designing asshat.
no. I mentioned it. It was not timing it out, so you had to cut down your second
okay.
to last match.
JLB, give us
to
one.
4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, I said Pat McAfee's Code Red.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
Yep, I wasn't. Boy, Pat McAfee's really getting a lot of
Heat on Twitter.
heat on Twitter and
Don't
here.
fucking wrestle anymore. You're great on the mic.
No, I mean, I'll give him another chance to wrestle. Maybe him against. I know Fernando said he didn't like celebrity matches, but give him against Logan Paul. Let's do it. That'd be some great promo work. No, don't do it. Okay.
Sorry, I had to swallow my vomit.
Oh, how was it? Did it taste like a shitty?
It tasted like SummerSlam as a sandwich.
I was going to talk about your steak
Mayonnaise
there,
sandwich.
your tomahawk steak.
I didn't get to have it. Did I tell you?
No, wait, what? You didn't get to have it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
'cause your
fucking
grill.
grill, the auger stopped working on my grill. So I have this seasoned tomahawk steak in my fridge now, and I have to go fucking fix my fucking grill tomorrow night before I grill it.
That's why you should have got a George Foreman.
I could do it on my fucking countertop grill. I want it seared and then smoked. God, don't fucking talk anymore. Next category.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, I moved on to worst moment. Did we
Oh.
get worst? Worst
I thought
moment
we
is
just
different
did
than worst move.
Oh, okay.
Worst moment.
So what's your worst moment? So you can go back to designing a shirt here in a minute.
Wasn't a fan of the Kane appearance.
That's
Just
the
wasn't.
worst moment.
Overall, here's the deal: is like moment for me is not necessarily during a match. It's like what took me out of the night entirely. And the Kane moment was one of them, where I'm just like, God, now they're coming out and they're gonna lie about the attendance figures, which they did.
So it wasn't 40,000.
I think that may have been accurate, dude. That stadium looked relatively full.
It looked relatively full.
The ticket sales, they sold only 40,000 tickets. They said 48,000, so there's 8,000.
Okay, so they gave some away. You had the entire Tennessee Titans roster there, so there's 53 plus the coaches plus the cheerleaders.
So when I say ticket sales, I mean including comps. When they say that on ticket sales, that's including comps. It was only set up for 40,000 seats. They only set up 40,000 seats.
If it's 48,000, then you have all the workers in the concession stands, and you have all of WWE's workers, which is probably a good 500, if not more. You have people who snuck in.
Probably Theory attempting to cash in. I thought that was just a waste. Just because now it makes Theory look like garbage, in my opinion. I know
would have lost the last man standing with one F5. Never got back up from the F5.
No, that's it. He would have been fucking out. Like, I was just like, well, I get it. He's the cocky heel. He's just like the Miz, whatever. He's going to get what's coming to him. But, like, I don't know, that whole, he was going to cash it in, but Brock F5'd him beforehand. I was just like, okay, no.
I like with Tez complaining about the fast count from Jarrett. When there wasn't a fast count. So either Jarrett fucked it up or Tez fucked it up. And I get it. I get where they're going here.
I think we're going to get a heel Tez soon.
I understand the concept. I love Tez.
Right.
But at the end of the day, meh.
No, it was a fun match, though. It was a fun match. I thought it maybe be a bit better because that also was like prolonged like crazy with the feud. But definitely it's no Uso New Day for me yet kind of thing. I still find
that certainly wasn't the best match that those two had put on.
Definitely not. No.
The last one was that Money in the Bank.
Significantly better. Yeah, and I think because we're seeing so many Uso versus Street Profits that it's just kind of killing it. Yeah. It's like, no, stop fighting each other and let us see you at SummerSlam. This is the whole point of us buying your pay-per-view, no? Like,
yeah. I think Tez complaining just, damn it, there has to be something there when you do shit like that.
I think he's turning heel, though, just by his face.
I understand. I'm just saying there wasn't anything there for that complaint. There wasn't anything. There wasn't a reason to tap at 2.5. There was poor booking in the middle of that pay-per-view with stuff like that, and that's where I'm going.
Reserving the right to retroactively change my worst moment to that moment if Tez does turn on Angelo Dawkins and break up the tag team, because that is the worst decision.
Yeah, do not break up the tag team. You can have Tez go on a singles run. Yeah. You can make the tag team heel if you want. That's fine by me.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, though. I don't think he's necessarily going to turn on his partner, but I think he's going to have heelish tactics where Angelo's still going to be his like bro, but he's not going to. They're not going to tag as much for a little while because he's going to go through some crazy shit and go on a singles run and do his thing. Unfortunately, that just means Dawkins. He'll be like the odd couple almost.
I understand, Fernando, my thoughts are, though, you need tag teams to have a tag team division.
And there's also no Y in steel.
You're going to fucking talk about somebody's spelling?
I mean that with the most respect possible. That's all. I love you, Fernando.
Can I pull up our group chat?
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
No
one gets the right out of this group. None of us
can't
really
even
get
pronounce
the right.
Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rose.
Cody Rose and the Rosebuds.
We do not mock our fans.
No, I'm not mocking him. I'm just in
No.
case he didn't know. Just in case he didn't know. As a guy who makes mistakes all the
Oh.
time, I love when people correct me.
Oh, you do?
I do. I do. It makes me learn because I believe knowledge is power. It could have easily been a typo. I'm not saying he didn't know how to spell stale.
Bringing up the Creed brothers. I'm not familiar with what. Bring up the Creed brothers. What's
The Creed brothers are in NXT. They're the ones who do the cannonball to the outside.
Oh yeah. There's some great tag teams in NXT. We just
the cannonball to the outside is 100% going to tear an ACL here soon.
I need to see more MSK on my screen. That's what I need.
Is MSK still with WWE?
There basically is no MSK anymore because I can't remember the name of the one because they were different names when they were the Rascals, but got accused by his wife of being an abuser, and then something else came out about him. Oh, a picture of him dressed up like Hitler came out.
Oh fuck.
And so he is no longer with WWE.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Oh
that.
my god.
Yes.
Jesus.
That's how do you dress like Hitler when your tag team partner who's made you famous is black?
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it was reportedly
Was it a legit photo?
It was a legit photo from years ago.
Oh my god. And it was like supposed to be Hitler.
Yeah,
I guess you can't mistake that. I guess you can.
I mean, was it just a Charlie Chaplin?
Chaplin? That's what I was.
There more to it?
No, it was like
full-fledged
Nash Carter
gear.
Armband.
Here's the deal: is
SS
like
armband and everything.
His wife, who is Impact Wrestling women's wrestler Kimber Lee. She might not be with Impact anymore, but she was. Accused him of domestic abuse. Had pictures showing bruises that she claimed were from. But then the picture came up of him dressed as Hitler, and no, there were no.
No question about it.
There was no
uniform
ambiguity as to what it was.
He wasn't like wearing a bowler hat along with the crappy mustache.
Yeah, no, it was. I'm trying to see if I can find the.
If I did that with my mustache because the grain that's happening right under my nostrils, it would just look like I had boogers hanging out my nose.
I feel like it'd probably just be like boogers you were hanging out of your nose.
Says the guy whose nose hairs are part of his mustache. Okay, hold that face the whole time.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
In the Hitler photo, he was doing the Nazi salute, by the way.
Oh my god.
Yep, that'll do her.
What the fuck is wrong with
and
you?
So that's the deal is all the reports say that's what got him fired, not the allegations of
allegations are tough because you don't know when they're, especially if your wife is a wrestler, you don't know when, if there's just a little heat in the kitchen at home.
Yeah. He later issued a statement, and I'll read the statement, right? No words can truly describe how ashamed and apologetic I am for my conduct in the photograph. There's no excuse for such behavior, and I take full responsibility for my actions. This was taken in 2015, a time when I was uneducated on the topic and therefore didn't understand the magnitude of how hurtful it was. In 2020, someone was trying to extort me by threatening to post it on social media. I sent it to my wife to discuss the situation. Apparently, she kept it and decided, in retaliation for filing the divorce, and to post it on social media. Regardless of how the photograph came to light, there's still no excuse for my actions. Over the past month, I've taken time to reflect on my conduct, to which I express my utmost remorse and regret. I have spent time off social media to refresh and re-educate myself about the horrors of the Holocaust. I truly do hope this situation will teach and bring awareness to the horrific tragedy that took place so that something like this will never happen again. I can assure you that this is not who I am or who I represent as a human being, and I feel it's never too late to educate or better yourself. If you're ever in the Orlando Maitland area, take time to visit the Holocaust Memorial Resource and Education Center of Florida, where you can learn about the history and depth of what took place. It was an incredibly eye-opening and impactful experience that teaches the importance of this history.
Commendations to him for.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Also, you're a fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah, like in
Holocaust
2015, you
deniers.
didn't know what the Holocaust was? Like, what the fuck? But, you
young
probably
people
did.
typically are idiots. I will say that out loud.
Yeah,
Yes.
people do some stupid shit.
And it is a shame. I would
And
agree.
then-
They had a very, very bright future. It is a very much so a shame.
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like
So-
that action is going to be his demise. And
So
no
then,
one in this case.
actually,
That pushover
anywhere.
shooting star press is just so fucking cool.
Yeah. But so they had a whole storyline on NXT of why his partner was gone and what is he going to do now by himself. I don't watch a ton of NXT, so I didn't see
Right.
the results
Yeah.
of it. But
Anyway.
and just for your edification, I am going to send just to our private group chat the
photo.
picture. I'm not going to.
Oh, well, now you're just mimicking his wife.
No, we would be
I'm not-
mimicking it if we posted it on public.
No, we
Yeah.
wouldn't do that. No.
Yeah, that's the. I'm not gonna put it on
We
the.
don't need to perpetuate that environment.
I just want you guys to see the post as it was, and how there was no
Yeah, that's
no
relatively
ambiguity
obvious.
in it.
Oh, that's whoop.
That's a homeboy who was shaving off his mustache and thought it'd be funny, and then went, "Oh, I'll take a picture."
Yeah, I think that's exactly what.
And I
that
don't.
is.
I mean, as a
But
guy who
still.
shaved off my mustache, I don't think anybody hasn't ever.
I mean,
shaved their face
I mean,
off.
I would maybe think it if I was shaving just as in like oh fuck, I look like this guy. But I mean, I then wouldn't go
Yeah.
then do with
yeah, I
the
wouldn't take
signal.
a picture and post it and tell people.
Right? Like, what
Yeah. For what it's worth, MJF tweeted out, and I quote, "I lived with this man. He's not an anti-Semite. Stop virtue signaling and let the man do his job." So he does have at least some support.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a poor decision in the mirror.
Yeah.
Probably while shaving.
Yeah.
Realistically.
But
By the way, that mustache doesn't look good on anybody. It didn't look good on Hitler. It didn't look good on
Charlie Chaplin did it pretty good. I don't know. He made it kind of his thing. It was his shtick. Until
Until
I have heard,
Fuck
however,
Card
on the
ruined it.
Indies, he has reunited with Trey Miguel, who was the third member of the Rascals in Impact Wrestling. And so he is at least attempting to work his way back.
is that Smart Water?
it is smart water alkali.
I gotta try that. I never tried this Smart Water. I feel like it's like legit
Normal
water.
Smart water tastes like butthole, and alkali smart water tastes delicious.
Fair enough.
And
Where's
yes,
the
I
moment?
have tasted buttholes before.
That is good to know. Are we moving on? Are we ready to move on to the best?
Yeah, I think that's a
Yes.
good spot to not
Yeah.
talk about.
Yes.
Oh, hold on.
Buttholes.
Before we do, though,
Oh, here we go. Card time.
I'm going to give you guys a choice. I have my original starter pack. Or tonight, when I was going to get those tomahawk steaks, I did get a hanger pack, a booster pack.
Ooh, booster pack's got 15 in it.
Yes.
Let's hit the 15. That's what I'm saying.
For a pay-per-view review, I think that's a pretty good shot.
That's
And this will be, from what I've seen, the hanger packs tend to have more.
Yes. There are 3 exclusive red, white, and blue prisms. So this will probably be the better pack than the starter packs. So first we have Ain't No Stopping Me Now.
Oh, Shelton
Benjamin.
Benjamin. Nice.
And that is a standard prism. We have a Beth Phoenix. Wow, this is a much better pack already. Beth Phoenix prism.
But
Not a hollow.
Nice.
We have an Oscar prism. Not a hollow.
I wasn't ready for that.
Oh, well played. These are so much thicker, the cards are.
That's what
I
she
would even
said.
say girthier.
That's what she also said too.
Dewdrop.
Dude, where the hell has she been?
She had a little feud last week, didn't she?
Yeah,
Did
she got beat by Alexa Bliss on Raw. So she hasn't been anywhere.
Who's also reportedly in limbo too, apparently, with her character.
So this is the Panini Prism for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, I could smell that one from here.
Giving a rock bottom to Stone Cold. All right, well, what fucking wise ass remark do you have for who the fuck is this? NXT UK Wolfgang.
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
We have a Mark Coffey. This is also an NXT UK.
Oh, I need to brew me up some of that.
We have throwback, and this is just a Panini Prism. China.
Don't treat her
Women's
like a
belt
woman.
China.
Don't treat her like a woman. Don't do it.
We have
Treat her for who she is. Damn it.
Prism, Panini Prism, Jey Uso.
Nice. That's the one right there.
Main event, Jey Uso.
Whoever's next is the twos.
This is a rookie card for A Kid.
Who
And
just
this
got,
does say NXT UK.
he just debuted on NXT a week or two ago, but he's got a new gimmick. I'm trying to remember what they call him now.
Guy we're greatly looking forward to seeing in the ring. This would also be a rookie card, red, white, and blue. One Gable Steveson.
Jesus, yeah, we gotta still. They apparently hired like 15 people too on their SummerSlam tryouts. So,
I heard they were a fucking nightmare.
Red, white, and blue.
15 people got concussions or something like that.
Oh, really?
Bunch of concussions. Maybe it wasn't 15, but it was a bunch. Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue.
Gotta
Survivor Series. Great color. Can't win them all, kids. Can't win them all. Red, white, and blue. NXT UK. Not an RC. Rampage Brown. Who the fuck is this? I finally got a prismatic. Oh, this is exciting. You ready? AJ Styles.
Now that card right there, that's phenomenal.
Guess what?
You got
That's
one too.
a great prismatic to get.
We're
Are they
twinsies.
all prismatic?
Um,
And the
You just got to one up, yeah.
green card
We're twinsies.
with gold. I have a green gold card.
Ooh.
It is the number 7 in the series. It
Mhm.
is a green prismatic. It is gold. And it is a guy who performed last night, Rey Mysterio.
Oh, who's that jumping out that card?
that's probably actually a relatively rare
Card.
one because
Uh,
the
well,
gold
green
cards,
prismatic along with the gold.
Yeah, that's the gold cards are already one of the. Here's a example. This is my gold card that came out of mine.
Triple H.
So they're already a chase card, right?
And then you get
and
the
then to
green.
get the green variant of it.
That's pretty exciting.
By the way, my green card out of my deck is now going to be the last card featuring her with that name.
Oh,
Does AEW not do cards other than in their toys?
They do them. I just can't find them anywhere.
Fuck me,
I've
man.
gone into stores and asked about them, and they're like, no. I looked it up on Amazon, and they're going for hundreds
Stupid
of dollars
money.
for a box, so. Anyways,
All right.
time to move on. Best moment of the night.
Best moment. Right then when I got the Rey Mysterio green gold card.
No, best moment of yesterday night.
Oh, shit. It was like, that was pretty fucking cool. Sorry. Best moment.
I mean, Bailey coming out with Dakota Kai and
Yeah.
I mean, that was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Also, maybe that's probably going to be the move. Bianca Belair doing a fucking Spanish fly. Because what the fuck? I feel like
Also,
I've never seen her do that.
Picking up the ring with a case
I mean, there's that. I get it. Yeah.
I don't understand why it happened, but that was a pretty fucking cool moment.
I mean,
it
dude,
also
the
made
photos,
Sparks
though.
nervous for 40 minutes, which was really fucking fun.
The photos, though, that came out of that was crazy. There's even a photo of Brock sitting in the ring while it's lifted up. It looks so cool. It's like someone distorted the photo, but it's not. It's literally the fucking...
Yeah, he apparently did it afterwards, after the cameras were off for everything.
Right.
He went up there and then thanked the Nashville crowd.
With his, he's got a broken leg. He didn't have a broken
Yeah, that's it.
But,
Michael Cole just kept on spazzing out throughout the entire show. And I feel like he finally came out of his shell and was like,
I think Michael
finally
Cole was
unhinged.
better than he's been in years.
Yeah.
At one point,
He even said like a lot of things are changing now
Yeah,
or
so,
something. I was like, oh,
Corey Graves
He
told
has
him.
a lot less of Vince in his ear. And I think
Corey
that allows him to be
Graves
the
like
best
told
he
him,
is.
hey, can you calm down? What's changed? He says everything changed. So, but no, he was, if you had asked me last night, best moment, I don't know what I would have said, but it wouldn't have been this. But I've managed
as the day have changed.
to catch on something that I didn't see last night when it happened live, and on the replays and TikToks and stuff like that I've seen now. I've caught when Brock Lesnar was standing in the skid loader or in the whatever, up on top, and he did his whole entrance, Brock Lesnar. He then tossed the microphone to
And Roman catching it without looking at it.
And Roman caught it like no problem.
Roman caught it without looking, but there's even more, because now in the replays you can see not only did he catch it, he winked at Brock.
Yeah.
Oh.
He caught it, and just a little quick one. Fucking moment of the night right there. Just so nonchalant.
Why would he wink at him?
Just like, dude, I got you. I got this. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You're not
Brock driving
intimidating
down
me.
A 10-foot wide driving lane in an 8-foot wide vehicle and making 2 curves without killing anybody.
Mm-hmm. And Roman winking is my moment of the night. Just to me, it was so perfect, and it shows to me how much Roman has come as a performer. That whole
How
thing
far?
came, there was
I don't care
no
how
way
much
that
he's
was
come. How far he's come.
Yeah.
He hasn't come as far. He hasn't come as much.
I'm sure he's come a lot, frankly.
Not as much as Veer, though.
Yeah. Veer takes
well, no,
the cake on the
Veer
cum.
just came that one time. It was just for a long time.
That is DSB if I've ever heard of it.
But
Deadly sperm buildup. That's what DSP is, just so everybody knows.
Oh my
But-
god!
But no, just the
Christ.
ability,
You realize that was a thing.
the ability to do that all, because there's no way they planned that. Like, they could not have possibly planned for him to catch that so nonchalantly
No, definitely not.
and then be able to wink, right? And just, it was so subtle, but it was like, I've watched it a dozen times on TikTok.
You
since
can
then.
tell those two enjoy working together, and they're
Yeah.
good at working together.
And to be perfectly honest, that might have been what saved that match. Saved it from happening, right? Because remember the reports last week that Brock left after Vince announced that he was gone, and that they were able to talk him into coming back. We've talked before. Every report I've ever read says Brock Lesnar will do pretty much anything if it makes sense for the story or if he's having fun, right? But if he doesn't care about the story or he's not having fun, he puts in whatever little effort he has to, right?
And I think that shows so often in his matches. Like, we talked about chemistry earlier, and he may have more chemistry with Roman than he did with Kurt. And that says a lot because his chemistry with Kurt Angle was fantastic.
I think it's a different time though too.
Well, I think when he was facing Kurt, he was facing one of his heroes.
That's it.
And when he's facing Roman, he's facing a guy who he just enjoys working with.
And I think he maybe would have had the same chemistry with Kurt as he does Roman if he had the same promo stuff that he's doing now with Roman. Because imagine that Brock and Kurt go at it promo wise too. I think fucking Brock would have
Cuts his own entrance. I can't believe that Heyman didn't cut Roman's announcement.
It looked like he was maybe going to, and then they didn't, and I don't know why. But
Reigning, defending, but he already had.
I was still
So much
shocked by
flair.
seeing a tractor there. So
Acknowledge me. That was fantastic. What I don't understand is you put a tractor there because you put the tractor there. I mean, that's the concept. You put a tractor there, you walk halfway down and go, oh, I almost forgot my tractor.
you're like, oh yeah.
I got to go back and get my tractor. Hold on for a second while I put on the shirt and the cowboy hat that I apparently need.
I'm not a big country fan, but I don't know who sings
It
the
goes hand
song.
in hand.
But I feel like Brock needs to come out to "She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy" the next time he comes out.
Oh, maybe for me too. Brock putting Roman in the tractor and then dumping him into the ring.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was in the ring. Like,
Yeah. If he'd have dumped him onto the ground outside, I would have put it as maybe a best moment. Into the ring, it was like a 3-foot fall. And
Yeah, I probably should have raised it a bit higher. But fine.
I think that most people thought that was going to come into play in the in how somebody
Brock
got pinned.
or Theory or
Somebody got
Roman
held down
won.
by the
Yeah.
bucket because throwback to Rock and Stone Cold.
Oh, and I mean, we still kind of got that just with a bunch of tables, chairs, and anything they could throw at Brock to keep him down.
Kind of, but not a tractor.
Right, not a tractor.
And that in defense of that, it is much more difficult to lower a tractor bucket appropriately onto somebody's chest
Right.
than to lower a forklift onto somebody's chest.
yeah.
It's not a chain drive, it's a hydraulic.
I thought it would make more sense for them to use the skid loader to pick something up to put onto someone. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they did pick something up with it.
They picked something up. They didn't put it on anybody.
On our live
I also-
reactions, Smart said I can't believe there weren't any kendo sticks under the ring. There were, in fact, kendo sticks under the ring. There was 2 of them by the steps.
Nice.
You can see it when I picked it up. Anyway,
I'm surprised he just didn't leave Roman in the tractor holder, the base of the tractor. I'm like, oh, that's how Brock's gonna win. He's just gonna leave Roman in there and raise it. And Roman.
I think
won't be
there were
able to do
several
anything.
really good moments on either end of this, though. I really do. The handshake from Becky.
The Becky turn. The
Becky
face
turn. Yeah.
Just in general.
Yep. What flavor do I want? It's gonna be watermelon.
Hey.
All right. Next category.
Breakout star of the night.
Can we feasibly say Dakota Kai and Io Sky? I think that's a fair statement.
I would even dare say Dakota Kai, because Dakota Kai is not even with the company until
She is
that
now.
happened. She is now. So I would say Dakota Kai.
Ooh, Fernando has a good call here. I don't hate this. Logan
Yeah.
Paul.
Logan,
That's what I was about to say. I was going to say Logan. I was going to say it hurts me to say it. But Logan.
Love him or hate him, you gotta respect him. Not
Logan
everybody.
Put on a hell of a match.
He did.
Yeah. So,
I could agree with that.
Yeah.
Not Dominic.
definitely
Absolutely
not
Dominic.
Heyman's I'll give up the title so you don't kill Roman. That might have been the best promo of the night. Oh my God, you're giving him the titles so he doesn't.
Here, you can have it.
Roman?
You leave my tribal chief alone. What? F5.
Needs my family. Jesus. Uh-oh. What do we got?
Uh-oh.
Moving on. See, I will say Logan for it, but the feeds my family might be an argument. Might be an argument for best line.
I will give you this. That is a.
I will
good-
buy this shirt.
Yeah. That's solid.
Yeah. I will buy maybe even a hoodie.
Yeah,
That might be hoodie worthy.
hoodie worthy, huh? Yeah, I gotta give it to. I'm gonna go with Heyman. His best line. He feeds my family. Just
No, that's a pretty good line.
there were others. I mean,
I was most
Bailey
shocked by
saying-
Michael Cole's, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Michael. A lot of what Michael Cole did was great last night. Bailey and saying, "You thought I was going to come out here alone?"
Yeah, I can't wait for her promo tomorrow. That's going to be a good time. Do you guys know the name of the faction or potential name of the faction? I know there was a news report about that, but I didn't read it.
Nope. From all I'd heard is it was literally a last minute thing.
Those are the new Bailey buddies.
That it had been pitched to Vince months ago, and it has to have been months ago because, again, Dakota was fired in April. But it was pitched to him months ago, and he turned it down. So, the fact that it came together here in the last week was a big deal.
Man, I almost thought Becky was going to turn again because I was like, oh,
I thought she was going
Bayley-
to turn and punch
Yeah,
Bianca.
Bianca. So I'm like,
everybody
oh, Bailey, Becky, they're two of the four horsewomen. I thought it was going to be a thing, but no. But
did. Yeah, I don't know anywhere else I can give the best line. I'm gonna go. I'm sticking with Heyman.
I'll give it to Michael Cole because he seems so free now and energetic and not stuck up. And the poor guy lost his hearing, and I'm sure it was due to Vince McMahon and not the crowd or the fireworks throughout all the years. It was through Vince McMahon yelling in his fucking headset throughout all this time. So Michael Cole gets my best lines because he seemed happy, energetic. Whole lot of things have changed, Corey. Whole lot of things have changed.
I might also give it to. This is going to probably be, at least in terms of lines, my runner-up for individual line, which was the ring announcer being told to shut up. Shut up. The whole crowd popped.
Yeah.
Shut up. Oh, okay.
Best performer of the night.
Best performance of the night. Bianca
and Becky. Yeah.
Yep. That performance as a whole, just the
That really shouldn't have been.
Going to end up being match night for most of us.
Yeah.
But opening the night with a performance of that caliber, I got to give it that.
Like you almost could have opened up with Miz and Logan. You had that little spot. People would have been excited.
Oh, that would have created some fire. That was a good match.
That would have created some fire. I feel like they wasted their best moment and performance right at the beginning. It probably would have changed my rating if that was maybe changed.
Nobody cares how you rated the pay-per-view. Not on this show. You can do that on your other show.
I care. All right,
JB is a whore, but he's still our whore. He belongs to us.
I belong to no one. I'm an independent man.
You're a strong, independent man.
I am.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, you didn't give a best performance.
I was just saying it. Bex and Bianca was the best performance.
Yeah.
I would love to have been able to have said Liv Morgan, but they didn't give her time to do it. Roman and Brock was a fun match. We mentioned before that this show, that's part of where the show struggled, is because it was like two good matches on either end and then a bunch of mediocre in the middle. The only problem I have with that statement, Fernando, is I am ready for us to move on from Bianca and Bex, and I don't know if I remember ever being ready to move on from Rock Austin.
Well, that's because we never had to. We got two matches and then Kane, and then we got two matches and then Undertaker, and then we got two matches, then a feud with Mankind, then we got two matches and then Triple H. Again, this is the
Becky,
benefits of loading a roster.
Yeah, but
moving on, get that for Clash of Champions or Castle, because now they're going to be together with someone else facing Bailey's buddies.
Yes, please God, let that be the name of the faction. Bailey's buddies. The Bays.
The Bays.
But underhype of the night. Moment that was not hyped as much. This is a tough one because the good matches, the matches that like made us go, yeah, these were good. Those were all really heavily hyped. And all the underhyped matches.
Logan Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real stretch of the word underhyped, but of the ones that were good, it was the only one.
Mean, they could have hyped Baron Corbin and Pat McAfee less.
They
well, I mean, I feel like Logan and Miz were more hyped than.
Yeah, we're not saying they were hyped a lot. Let's look at the card again, just in case.
But like Mysterio's versus Judgment Day was A, hyped, and B, not great. Lashley versus Theory was A, hyped, and B, not great.
Well, it was
McAfee
also
versus
very
Corbin
confusing.
was hyped a lot and not great. Usos versus the Street Profits was a good match, but it was also relatively hyped.
It was
The
overhyped.
match itself was great. The finish it sucked. Usos versus Street Profits.
Yeah. Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey was heavily hyped and didn't live up to it because of booking problems.
I think we got to go with Logan Paul. Specifically, Logan Paul. He's hyped, but yeah.
Moving on to OMG moment of the night. Do we even need to argue the
This
lifting?
is just a fucking tractor.
Is it the tractor, especially the tractor lifting the
All things
Ring.
tractor related.
Yeah, definitely. Never my wildest dreams that I think I'd see a tractor in WWE television lift up a ring and then throw Roman out of it like he was a piece of garbage.
Just nice tractor, bud.
Yeah.
Moving on. Best move.
Super kick. Take your pick. 50,000 of them happened. Yeah, the OMG moment is definitely the tractor lifting the ring. But best move, I don't know.
I'm going with that Spanish fly.
Solid.
I know we've seen that so much in AEW and NXT, but from the Spanish fly to then the kiss of death, I thought that was pretty fuego. So that's gonna go to my move.
Okay.
What are you going with, Smarks?
Catching the mic? No.
I guess technically that's a move.
It
Wasn't
is a
in the
move.
match though.
The Spanish fly was really good, you know. I think, you know, in the Bex versus Bianca match, how many times did Bianca have to get her up and hit the on her? You know, that could be argued, but I don't know.
It didn't finish the match, but I'm going to actually give you a different one in a different women's match, in fact. Rings of Saturn. It was nice to see the Rings of Saturn be applied, and
Yes.
I wish it had been how she won.
Yeah.
Where was the Rings of Saturn? That was in the Becky
Liv
match?
did it to Ronda.
Ronda had her in, or was trying to get her in the armbar,
Armbar.
and she rolled through and turned it into a Rings of Saturn for a
Yes.
period of time.
Then Ronda was getting her up to do the Piper's Pit
Mm-hmm.
out of the Rings of Saturn, and she turned it into a crucifix.
Yeah.
Like that sequence
Right.
right there was really good.
In fact, that sequence is that's what that whole match should have been.
Correct.
That
The
every
chain
time,
wrestling that those two are capable of.
yeah, every time Ronda came up with something, Liv
Liv
had
had
some sort of a way out of it. You know,
Yeah.
turned it into something. But that was not,
Which is kind of what it was, but it was just not long enough of that.
I thankfully got my fill when I went to go watch Nunes versus Pena 2 afterwards. I was like, yes, now I got my fill. SummerSlam is now complete for me.
And then finally, I think we'll probably all agree, match of the night, Becky
Yeah.
Bianca.
Bex Bianca, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I
For
didn't think
sure.
we were gonna argue too much on it. And there were other matches in it that weren't horrible. Like and secondary match of the night is the main event, you know. You know, if I were to go down and rate the matches, it would be like Bex Belair number 1, Roman versus Brock number 2, Logan Paul and The Miz number 3, and then all the rest kind of mishmash together.
Usos and Street Profits was a good match.
Usos and Street Profits, yeah. That'd be up there too. Maybe that's number 4. And then the rest, the field, at that point.
Yeah.
So 4 good ones and 4
With
bad
Pat
ones.
McAfee and Happy Corbin
no
being
ones.
definitively the bottom.
Very well could have been.
Wow.
Fernando agrees. We have a fan who likes to comment. Some of our fans don't comment as much. Some of them only open up like this and say,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They say something at the beginning and then they fucking disappear for a while.
Fucking
Listen,
disappear.
all right?
It's
She
all
still
on.
helps. She's there as a viewer.
She's
She
great.
says hi.
She was here all 4 hours last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And I was.
It was great.
She's tired. She only
We also were blessed to
spirited
have her give
veterans.
us all of our innuendo. I mean, we set him up, she knocked him down. What?
In your endo.
No. No. Exit only. No. No, but never mind.
You say that, but
You say that, but. Oh, no. Do we want to do a starter pack? Since we're at the
Might as well. This keeps you on track for those. And
Yeah. Because we didn't do one of these last night because somebody wasn't here.
aw,
Oh,
thank you.
go fuck yourself.
I was sick. Leave me alone.
This is part of the debut edition.
the
Oh.
debut. Debut.
We were talking about debut earlier. Ugh.
In your endo.
God, the debut editions are not great. First card.
Well, there's also
NXT
only, what, 4 in a
UK.
pack?
Tailman.
Who was that?
Tailman.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who that is.
Who the fuck is this?
Yep, we have a shirt like that.
Hmm.
NXT UK. Emilia McKenzie.
What's with all these fucking NXT UK cards? Jesus.
Well, I'm gonna bet another NXT UK. Wild Boar. Well, that is in fact NXT UK. And a prismatic. I have 2 prismatics. Smarks.
Hey.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley.
Booby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley.
It's booberific.
Bobby Lashley.
Boobies world.
Did you just reference a Howie Law or a Howie Mandel cartoon?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Fair enough.
It were a good one.
Bobby's World. Hi, Bobby. Welcome to Bobby's World.
Yeah, don't give up your day job on doing Bobby impersonations.
He's got a raspy voice today.
I got a raspy voice today.
Raspy. Hello, ladies.
Raspy voice don't mean a thing.
Ba, 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 da, da, da.
You raspy voice. Okay, that's it. We're spiraling. It's time to end. This is it. Overall, I said it last night. I stand by it again today.
Stand by me.
Pay-per-view.
Would you
of
quit
the
fucking
year.
with your mic so we can hear Smarks?
My bad.
Okayest pay-per-view of the year so far. Fits this
Yeah.
one pretty well.
It really, really fits in the middle. Like, it's significantly better than day one was. But Money in the Bank was better for WWE.
Yeah.
WrestleMania was better. Are we still saying day one worse than Elimination Chamber, or is Elimination Chamber worse?
I feel like Elimination Chamber's worst.
It was
WWE.
not good. It was not good.
I mean, the only thing I could remember from Elimination Chamber was Theory getting F5 from the top, but that's it.
Fernando gave it a 7. Okay, well, Fernando was allowed to give it a ranking.
See?
Go ahead, bud.
Thank you, Fernando. I give it a 2.8 out of 5. If we're doing 10, I don't know the math between all that, but I would give it 6.
It'll be a 5.6.
It'd be a 5.6 if you're doing the math.
All right, there you go, guys. Math done.
Usually people don't go quite that far in the decimal points. I give it a pi out of 5. 3.141926.
That's a good one. Pi out of 5. Too sexy for my shorts.
For the sake of saying it, I am going to give it a 69 out of 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really went backwards on that one.
Or maybe upside down.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, doing it backwards means that you know what asses taste like.
Innuendo.
All right. So, Raw and Order is part of the Technisco Podcast Network. I don't know if we said that at the beginning or not.
We did.
It's still part of the
that's
Technisco
fine.
Network.
It's still true.
But be sure to check out our merch at our merch store, which is shop.spreadshirt.com /R Raw and Order WBU.
/ROH.
Yeah, whatever. You can check all those links in the doobly-doos. Check the Patreon. The Patreon sounds like we may be doing something new with that for the archives.
We're working on some ideas there.
There's a couple ideas we're working on there. The socials. My social is at DA Vincent Kayfabe right there, which is only on Twitter and rarely updated. Maybe I'll do that sometime soon. For Detective Mark Smarts, if you can take a moment from designing a shirt, he can tell us about his.
It's me first, technically. No?
At Raw and Order WBU. Well, normally I go first, but I figured I'd let him take the lead.
Because
at Raw and Order WBU.
Because he's designing a shirt.
Pretty much any of the socials, except for Facebook, where it's at Pissant Podcast. So you can find me on any of them, TikTok, Twitch, whatever. There. So follow us on Twitch.
Twitch, and that's twitch.tv /Raw and Order WBU. You can follow me, though, at JLB420 on Twitter. Real Talk Radio, though, is the brand. At anchor.fm /RTR. Links will be down below in the doobly-doos. While you follow Raw and Order, twitch.tv /Raw and Order WBU. You can also follow me at twitch.tv /JLBTLC25 because I play wrestling video games. And if you want to see me play SummerSlam in WWE 2K22, maybe you should go watch that soon because that will be coming up. Because
Are you reenacting the whole card?
Well, I mean, I'm playing. I'm not going to reenact everything they did. I feel like that's way too much work. But yes, I will be doing a pay-per-view card of WWE 2K22 SummerSlam. Won't be able to use a tractor, though. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think I could do that.
Lame.
But yes, I know. I don't think I could lift the ring up either. That'd be kind of cool. But it will be certainly doing that. Links down below in the doobly-doos. Back to you.
That's right. But on that note, we're going to go ahead and close the book on this podcast because we're about to spiral. I can just tell it's happening.
I feel like, did you want to show them the new design you just made, the ass hat shirt?
I mean, if you want to put it up, you sure can. I am.
He's busy.
Doing it now.
Doing it. I'm doing it now.
I'm not in a good position to do it. Because I'm in the middle of actually posting it.
He's in the position of innuendo.
Innuendo. That's one of my favorite lines from the TV show Scrubs.
Damn it.
So unfortunately...
Can't even put it on a shirt.
Oh, I'm sure I could. You know. Innuendo.
Asshat. Asshat is a noun. A stupid person. Asshat is also a noun. Another name for underwear. Asshat. I feel like I will own that shirt.
Yeah, you kind of have to in all different colors.
I don't need it in multiple colors. One color is fine.
It will be available in all sorts of colors, however.
There you go.
But it's not on the site yet. Go check out the other stuff that's on there, like a Pissant Podcast shirt, or a Raw and Order WBU shirt, or a Pissant Podcast hat, or a sticker for the back of your car, or all the different things. Let's end this before I fucking ramble too much, man.
You got to learn how to close it out. On that
you
note,
got to learn how to
we're going to
shut
go
it up.
ahead and close the book on the wrestling booking unit. Thank you all for
You gotta learn
listening.
how to close
We
it
will
out,
see you soon.